Yo, what's going on, everyone? What is going on? Make sure we have everything set up properly here. And we should be live shortly. Uh, all right, perfect. What's going on, fellas? What is going on? Let's make sure we get everything set up. And give me 1 second. All right, perfect. So we are live, you guys. I am getting ready for, well, not getting ready for, the game is actually on right now. We are watching right now the New Orleans Pelicans, of course, and the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, I can't show it because there will be a copyright, but live reactions just kind of hanging out today while we watch this game. It's on NBA TV if you have it. And basically looking at a couple of people, right? Looking at what DeAndre Hunter could do, see what Trae Young looks like in his second season. Of course, with Zion, see what Lonzo looks like. A lot of people in this game that we want to see what they end up doing. So, what teams will be great for Jalen? I'm assuming you're talking about Jalen Brown. Should he go? I don't think he goes anywhere. If that's who you're talking about, I think ultimately he stays. But there will be interested teams like the Miami Heat, a couple of teams. Cam Reddish is also a guy that we're watching for tonight. See what he could do. I did miss the first couple of minutes, so I did not see where we're at. 9 minutes currently, at least on my screen. We're at 9 minutes. Score is 11-5. See if I could pull up the box score quickly here on my phone and see who did what. Mavs, Suns, Cavs. The Mavs, man, they're gonna have money. Cavaliers, I don't know. I don't know what Cleveland is doing with their roster currently. I don't think they know currently what they're doing with their roster. And the Suns is also another team that they have to kind of. I mean, I think they're getting in a better direction, but they have to figure out the exact direction of what they want to do with the program, not program organization before anything. So quickly, Zion has 5 points, so I missed it. I did see a highlight of a dunk, so I knew he got one dunk. He's 2 for 3. I'm going to assume maybe it was an and one somewhere, but 5 points, 1 point from Brandon Ingram. That's all of the points from the Pelicans. But we get a nice little dunk down low. I think that's John Collins who finished that. But like I said, I'm very interested to see what Cam Reddish does. I'm very interested to see really what Zion does in the actual game and see the improvements Trae Young made. Definitely see the improvements Trae Young made. All right. We have DeAndre Hunter actually got 5. Okay, so quite a few people scored before I came in. Okay, so not a bad score at all. What do you think the Pistons should do with Andre Drummond? What if the Celtics trade for him? I think you can get a lot from Andre Drummond. So it's really, once again, they're gonna play the first half of the season. They're gonna see what happens with that roster, with that front court, adding Derrick Rose there. I don't think he's a trade candidate right away. If anybody, will be Reggie Jackson, but I think they can get a nice haul if they decide to actually unload Drummond's contract. Brandon Ingram just shot a 3. He missed it, no good. And we have Trae Young coming down the court. See, Drummond should go to a playoff team like the Clippers, even though I'm a Lakers fan. Drummond, absolutely, I think he deserves it, but at the same time, man, I don't see Detroit moving him right away. But it's going to cost something. If the Clippers get him, they're going to have to give up something. They're not going to get him for free. I don't think anyone wants Reggie Jackson. Man, nobody nobody voluntarily wants Reggie Jackson, especially at his salary. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at it, but what is he, around $17 million a year, somewhere in that ballpark. So nobody wants Reggie Jackson at that given salary. So 100% agree with you. We'll see what he could do now with Derrick Rose being there, taking some pressure off of him in the backcourt. I don't know who's going to be the primary ball handler. Of course, we'll see how that eventually shakes out through preseason and ultimately in the actual regular season. But that is something that, we definitely need to watch out for and see what they end up doing. See if I could get this up here. But to answer your question, no, man, I don't think a lot of people are looking for Reggie Jackson. Scores. All right, so score is 13-9. End of the first, or not in the first quarter. First TV timeout. Okay. CP3 to the Pistons. Yeah, I agree. He's not. I don't think if CP3 goes anywhere, it's to Miami. I think Miami, without a doubt, is the only place Chris Paul would go. At least for now, man. At least for now. Sneaky trade candidate for me is Gordon Hayward. I look for the T-Wolves trying to find a way to get him. A lot of that's going to come down to the play of Gordon Hayward. He has a lot of support in the organization. It's kind of split. Some people really don't feel him like that, but he has a lot of support. So he's going to have to not play very well if they're going to end up trading him. See Lonzo Ball playing great defense already, getting a block, and then Zion Williamson finishing it with a dunk on the other end, man. The Pelicans are going to be fun to watch in transition. Definitely fun to watch in transition. Right here we have Trae Young turning the ball over, going right back to the Pelicans, trying to make too much happen right there. And then once again, we have Lonzo Ball bringing the ball up the court. So I'm really interested to see how New Orleans looks in the half-court game as we get Drew Holiday coming down some down screens right there for a three, wide open three. But Zion's looking good, man. Zion is definitely looking good. Of course, he's not doing what we're not expecting, right? He's getting to the basket. He's getting transition points, getting layups and dunks. We haven't seen him really in an ISO situation yet, or situation where he's going to have to put the ball on the floor. So we'll definitely see what happens there. But like I said, I'm interested to see this Pelicans offense. You see they have Drew Holiday taking turns bringing the ball up the court along with Lonzo right there. Holiday gets a nice hook shot in the paint. So they go up 16-13 halfway through this first quarter. And we have Trae Young. Trae Young has yet to make a shot right here. He turns the ball, almost turned it over. He gets it back, though, in the lane. Gets the floater to go down. No foul call. Oh, never mind. They call it on Trae Young. So no basket at all. 16-13 still the score. Let's see. T-Wolves should try getting R.J. Hampton, Cole Anthony. Of course, we're going to see what how this whole draft process plays out. Now, with the NBA allowed to actually go and scout R.J. Hampton at practice, I think that's going to kind of give him a leg up. Him and LaMelo Ball, of course. It's going to give him a leg up for the draft in terms of people kind of getting a good look at him. So we'll end up seeing what happens. I still think Cole Anthony's definitely a very good prospect for the number one pick in the draft. But it's a very top-heavy draft this year. a couple of really good guys. I don't think it's as deep as a couple of years. Some people do. I don't. But I do think it's a top-heavy draft. You get a good top 7 draft pick, even top 10 draft pick. I think you're going to get a pretty decent player. With every draft having a few sleepers here and there, of course. But that's how I feel right now. See, can we see the screen? No, we can't because of copyright reasons. Of course, the NBA is going to shut this thing down quickly. So we're just hanging out, man. If you guys can see it, it is on NBA TV. If not, I'll be giving a couple commentary here and there. But of course, we're just mainly hanging out. Hopefully you do have the game on. And I'm kind of giving my live thoughts as this game actually unfolds. As Trae Young gets another assist on the fast break. So very competitive game in the first quarter. Not a lot of defense, 21-18. We're still at the 5-minute mark. Zion throwing up a 3, and he misses it. Now, that's, like I said, I'm interested to see what Zion does because I feel he's going to get disrespected. Trae Young from deep, he knocks it down. So we know Trae Young can shoot. You have to step up on those. Zion, I think until he proves he can consistently knock down the 3, and that's the key word, consistently knock it down. I think he will continue to be disrespected with people just waiting in the paint for him to make a move. Right here we have Brandon Ingram in the corner shooting a 3. He misses it. That's Alex Len on the rebound. Speaking of Alex Len, man, I was a guy who thought Alex Len will be able to make some noise in the league, and he has let me down 100%. What's going on, Tommy? Welcome to the stream. Like I said, Alex Len has let me down terribly in his career. You don't always get them right, when you're projecting these guys into the NBA draft. You know how you said Bill was getting interest from the Rockets. Will he come off the bench? Currently Houston is done. Like, this is their roster that they feel 100% comfortable with. But if they would have gotten Bill, of course, they were going to try to unload CP3. They were going to try to unload some guys. So he was going to start. He wasn't going to come off the bench at all. Speaking of Alex Len, he catches a nice alley-oop from Vince Carter. I love Zion. Zion, man, he's definitely a very entertaining player to watch. So I think a lot of people are going to be fans. Zion trying to dunk on Alex Len, man. He does not convert, gets fouled. That's something he's going to do a lot, man. Zion is going to test these bigs. These bigs are going to have to hold their ground and try to body him up, especially as he gets to the basket. But being 6'6", that's what I'm very interested, man. But right now, Zion, 7 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 rebounds. He misses the free throw right there. What do you think? Who do you think will win the championship? The Lakers, man. I think the Lakers have the best team. I'm going to be doing a power ranking probably sometime this week. I do want to see at least one preseason game from every team before we put it out there. Zion misses another free throw, so 0 from 2 from the free throw line. But, we do want to I do want to see it, but I will be putting out a power ranking. But short story, as of right now, I think the Lakers have the best team. Have a lot of depth, man. It's going to be scary. They're super big in terms of just height, man. They're going to have the size advantage just about on every team. Who do you hope wins? I'm a Lakers fan, man. I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm always going to hope the Lakers do win. But I think they have the best team this year, and that's just my unbiased opinion. I do think the West is going to be tough. I think the Warriors is a team that a lot of people are sleeping on. I think once Klay Thompson comes back after the All-Star break, the Warriors are definitely going to be formidable. I do see them falling around maybe the 5th seed in the regular season, but I think the Warriors are going to be a team nobody wants to match up with in the playoffs, especially, like I said, once Klay comes back. I can't show the game, man. Copyright reasons, of course. We just can't do that here, so I apologize. We're just hanging out. Like I said, we're just hanging out. If you have any questions, of course, put it in the chat. If not, man, the game is on NBA TV. But I don't see a lot of people on YouTube probably want to stream unless they don't care about their channel, but I do. So we're not going to show the screen of it, unfortunately. But the Hawks are up 24-21 with Bembry at the free throw line. How do you feel about the Pelicans? Do you think they'll make the playoffs? I think the Pelicans, they're a team that intrigues me, man. Right now, I have them on the outside looking in, but I think they're going to be right there. They have some veteran presence, His with Derek Favors there, J.J. Redick there, of course Drew Holiday there. So I think they have the talent. I just really are interested to see how they perform together and interested to see what Zion could do. If Zion, if he could give you a solid rookie season, I'm not saying he has to be great, averaging 20 points a game. If he give you a solid rookie season, I could see the Pelicans maybe sneaking in as an 8 seed, 7 seed. I don't think they'll be any higher than that. Just because they still have too many question marks. Lonzo's going to have to prove that he can consistently knock down the three. He does have the new form. He does look like he's going to be a little bit more formidable from the three-point line, but he has to prove it, right? He has to prove that he can do it consistently. Brandon Ingram, I have the same kind of doubts and hesitancies about him. Can he consistently knock down the three? Zion, I don't believe he will be able to consistently knock it down, but if he could do it enough just to make the defenders honest, I think that will help as well. Drew Holiday, I think he's going to be the leader of this team. So I think they have enough talent. I just have to see him perform. So right now, on the outside looking in. But, of course, they can potentially get in as like a 7 seed or maybe an 8 seed. How many points Zion? Zion has 7 points right now. He's, from what I've seen, I did come a little bit late. He's 0 from 2 from the free throw line. It is a commercial break, so I can give you the exact stat line from Zion. Yep, he's at 7 points, 3 from 7 from the field, 0 from 1 from 3. The three-point shot, he was left wide open, just absolutely disrespected. He had to shoot it. We couldn't blame him on that shot. 3 rebounds, though, from Zion. So, pretty much what we expect. All his baskets are dunks and layups and then transition. So, we'll see how he could hold up in the half-court game. Do you think LaMelo will be drafted? Absolutely. LaMelo's a top 5 pick. Some people say he could be a number 1 pick. I do know he had, 12 and 5, if I'm not mistaken, or 12-10, somewhere around there in his first game. But there's going to be a lot of people. I think R.J. Hampton, Cole Anthony. There's going to be a lot of guys competing for that number 1 overall pick. And, of course, it's going to who gets the number 1 pick is going to help determine that. But he's going to be a top 5 pick for sure. I don't see him. Unless he does something crazy, I don't see that dropping down. No, Joe, nobody is showing the game live. At least they shouldn't, right? Because copyright is definitely going to happen. Guess which NBA team I like? No idea, man. No idea. Give me a hint. Morant will be MVP? Will be an MVP? You talking about like in the future, or are you talking about this season? Don't think he'll get it this season, man. He's definitely going to be in the running for rookie of the year, but I think Ja Morant could potentially do that. Do you see how he broke the dude? That was insane. If you haven't seen the LaMelo Ball play, man, where he made the same dude fall twice on the same possession. I don't know who he is, so granted, I don't know the skill level, but that was sick, man. That was sick. You're a Raptors fan, man. Raptors, man, you guys just won the championship. Now you have to defend it. Odds are against you. People are counting you guys out. So we'll see what you guys end up doing this year. It's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. Let's see. So Jabari Parker right now still only has the 2 points. Cam Reddish yet to register a point yet. Like I said, a couple people I'm interested in watching. DeAndre Hunter. Looking decent, man. He's 2 for 2, 9 down to 3, has 5 points, but he has 2 fouls. So it's kind of my takeaway so far here in the first quarter. Still not over, but let's see. We were at 3 minutes ago in the first quarter. Hawks up 5. Not one starter at all in the game right now for the Pelicans. Etuan Moore misses a layup, put back by Jahlil Okafor. Jahlil Okafor is another guy that definitely fooled me, man. He definitely fooled me. I thought he would be efficient big. I know they changed the play style, of course, in the NBA where they don't use the big as much. Jabari Parker comes down, knocks down the 3. But he's been a bust to me, man. Definitely been a bust. See what J.J. Redick does. Going into the paint, a floater. He misses it. Jahlil Okafor again. So 2 putbacks in a row from Jahlil Okafor, man. If he could come into his zone, like I said, the Pelicans, man, they had something there with Jahlil. They definitely do. I'm interested to see Jabari Parker, like I said, knock down the shot. Alex Len knocks down. Is that a 2? No, they give it to him as a 3. He knocks down the 3-point shot. So 4 from 8 from the 3-point line for Atlanta early in the game. J.J. Redick. he came off a screen, but I think that's an illegal screen right there on Jahlil Okafor. It is. So I don't have the sound, of course. So I'm a little late on some of these calls. Do you think Zion is fat or buff? He's thick, man. He's just a naturally thick guy in terms of how he's built. He has some muscle there, man. You can't let that fool you. He's not all fat. He definitely does have some muscle there, but I think he's just naturally more of a thicker person. Let's see. How do you feel about the most underrated player, Bobo? He looked okay, man. From what I've seen, small clips of him in the summer and all that stuff working out. I have to see it, man. I have to see it. Of course, I just hold judgment till I see it. But right now, I guess you could put me in one of those guys who could be underestimating him. I'm not in love with him, man. Like I said, I have to see it. I'm not ruling him out, though. I'm not ruling him out. Anytime you have the size, you could potentially make things happen. But I'm not super high on Bobo. And an air ball right there. What is that? Jahlil Okafor with the rebound. Here we go. Josh Hart bringing it down the court. They're in transition. Kick it out to Williams. He misses. Jahlil Okafor with the offensive rebound. Jahlil Okafor is looking nice already in this game. He gets the lucky bounce, so he gets that shot to go. But Jahlil Okafor, man, looking good. Definitely looking good so far. Any tips to be successful on YouTube? Oh, man, I don't have any secret tips, man. Just don't be nervous, man. Put the videos out. You're always going to have people who don't like your videos. That is fine. Don't let that deter you. Just keep making videos and content, and eventually everything's going to come. With this channel, I did get a head start because I have my DLloydTV channel, which was my main channel for the longest time. So I had a little bit of an advantage with that. But like I said, man, just don't be nervous. Use whatever equipment you have. People aren't going to trip off the quality too much. And just try to have fun, man. Try to have fun. Taco Fall looked pretty. He's still raw, but he looked pretty good to me in the Boston game. He definitely looked good. I wouldn't mind seeing Taco Fall in the G League. I don't want him to just sit on the bench, man. That's my main thing with Taco. I feel like he needs to be playing. I think he needs to play. The more he plays, the better everything will be for him, and the better he'll get quicker. So I want to see him out there on the court. So I think G League for Taco Fall is probably the best thing for him. So Jahlil Okafor at the free throw line right now. He knocks down the first one. I'm interested to see what Josh Hart also could do. I think he needs to take that next step up. I always think he's a glorified role player. I don't think he's a starter. He's in that role right now, but he also going to come out with J.J. Redick. So I think Josh Hart should have a role where he should be able to thrive and get some open shots as Jahlil Okafor makes his second free throw of the game. So Trae Young is back in the game. We have John Collins back in the game. I believe Hunter and who is else? I can't see who else is on there. Jabari Parker. So that is the lineup right now for the Atlanta Hawks. So I'm looking at the spacing. This lineup is definitely suited for Jahlil Okafor. Everybody is standing out the three-point line with E'Twaun Moore, Josh Hart, J.J. Redick, and then we have Jahlil Okafor down low trying to grab rebounds. So I do like the lineup. I like kind of the way they're playing the second unit right now. What is going on, Muhammad? What's up? Who's the best player in the league right now? Who's the most underrated player? Oh, man, tough question. Who is the best player? I would say I'm not going to allow myself to say Kevin Durant, who I think is the most skillful player in the NBA. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but he's hurt. So we're going to leave him out because he's not going to play this season. Like 99% sure he's not going to play this season. So I will go with the best player in the NBA. That is tough, man. I'm gonna say Anthony Davis, man. I'm gonna say Anthony Davis. I know a lot of people won't. A lot of people are gonna say James Harden. A lot of people probably are gonna say Giannis. I'm gonna say Anthony Davis right now. I think is the best, man. He's gonna come on the defense side of the end. He could guard just about every position, at least 2 through 5, right? He could guard. He could put the ball on the floor. He could shoot. He could play D. He could do everything, man. So I'm going to say right now I think Anthony Davis is the best player. I think he's a guy who can win MVP. Most underrated player. Man, this one's also tough. Who would I say is the most underrated player in the NBA? Oh man, that one's tough. I guess I would say right now, I would say Damian Lillard. If people want to underrate him, I feel like all of a sudden he's getting a lot of hypes. I don't know if you will put him in underrated, but I would have Damian Lillard as like a top three point guard in the NBA. So in terms, I don't think people are saying that. I will put Damian Lillard. I think you have what Steph, and then who else are you putting ahead of Damian Lillard at the point guard spot? So that's why I have him higher than a lot of people. I'll probably have him around two or three. So I would say that I got rich because I picked up a rock on the beach. I don't know if that means something, dude, but that is. If you're rich, man, congrats, dude. Congrats. All right, so the first quarter is over. I've been doing terrible commentary, but we're just basically hanging out. First quarter is over. If you're not watching it, it is 34-29 is the first quarter. I'm not quite sure how much the starters, how much they plan to play the starters in the second half. I don't even have the commentary in the game, so I don't know if they mentioned it or not. But first quarter, quick thoughts, man. Jahlil Okafor is really standing out to me. You guys seen he's grabbing boards. Let's see where he's at. 4 rebounds, 6 points, 2 for 2 in 3 minutes. So he's looked very, very good to me so far. Zion Williamson, like I said, hasn't really impressed me. He's looked like Zion. He's doing what I expect him to do, which is dunk the ball, finish it at the basket, those type of things. Has 3 rebounds in the game. Drew Holiday's looking good. We expect that. Lonzo 1 for 4, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. We did see the new shot. It does look a little bit more fluid, but he has to prove he can consistently knock it down. But he does have 4 assists, 2 rebounds. 2 rebounds, yes, and I think he has a block or 2. So that's how I feel about it. As they come out of the break and right away, a 3 from Josh Hart on the assist from J.J. Redick. So right now they have a Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, J.J. Redick lineup. Let's see who is the big in this lineup. If he's ever going to come into frame, they have Williams down there and Jahlil Okafor. So a pretty decent lineup. They just inserted in Lonzo to be the facilitator. They took out Etuan Moore, basically what they just had. What do you think? Zion is 6'6" from what the reports say. The official height for Zion is 6'6". Do you think Atlanta Hawks might make the playoffs this year? They have. There's another team that we have to see how they look, man. They definitely have the talent. Talent-wise, is there in the Eastern Conference that isn't as competitive. But will they actually make it? We'll see, man. We'll definitely, we'll definitely see. As a 3 gets knocked down, I couldn't quite see who it was. I think that's Williams. It is knocking down that 3-point shot. So Trae Young kicking it out. Hunter, there he is. Wide open shot from Jabari Parker. But it's an offensive foul, so none of that counts. Let's see. Who do you think is going to win most improved this year? Those are always tough to judge, man. Those are always tough, really to judge. Man, I'm gonna have to watch some games, man. I can't give you a straight answer right now. There's been a couple of guys that have looked pretty decent to me, but I haven't really seen everybody play. So it's definitely hard because obviously most improved for a reason. You don't think they're going to do what they're doing, but I don't really have a guy in mind right now. But like I said, Jahlil Okafor is looking good to me. So that's a thing. Dwight Howard, he looked lost a little bit at the beginning of the game for the Lakers, but I think once he kind of got used to it and he got warmed up, I think he looked pretty solid too. And the fact he gave you 99, we'll see what he does in that system and how much playing time he ends up getting with JaVale McGee and his asthma and who they end up starting down the line. I could see a situation where, look at Jahlil Okafor, another offensive rebound. And a put back finish, man. What a dunk right there. So 41-37. Currently the score here. Started the second quarter still. We have Williams with a nice steal and a foul, man. The NBA has to do something with these clear path fouls. I know technically if you're in front of them, they're not going to call it, but all it's doing is slowing down the game. And then they review it, I feel like, almost every time. I think the NBA definitely needs to consider changing that rule. To me, man, if you're an only man back and you run up and you stop and you foul them, that should be a clear path every time. Rank each conference to make the playoffs just by looking at the team right now. If you're talking about each team in each conference, or you just mean like each conference in general, like what conference is stronger? If you mean that, the Western Conference by far a stronger conference. Well, I don't know what is going on the court right now. Loose balls, everybody diving everywhere and is missed. And now we have the Pelicans in transition. JJ Redick for 3. His foot's on the line for 2. He misses it. Trae Young, now what a move, man. Did he dribble it through his legs? And he finishes it with a layup, and now the Pelicans are running again. We don't know what's going on because the camera is still on Trae Young. Comes back, and we see Josh Hart shooting a 3. Now we have the Hawks running again. I think Trae Young's going to slow it down. And it's going the other way, man. So a crazy series of plays right there. Guess which team is my favorite in the NBA? It's in the Atlantic region. I mean, you give me wow, Trey, sorry about that, man. Trae Young did dribble the ball through JJ Redick's legs. I thought I seen this what it looked like, and he actually did it. So that'll definitely be on Twitter and all that fun stuff. What's going on, Lucky Shot? JJ Redick knocks down a 3 right there. Man, I have no idea. No idea your favorite team, man. I'm a Celtics fan. Celtics are going to be good, man. I like the way you guys looked with Kemba Walker specifically. Guys look solid. Gordon Hayward looked like he may have a bounce back season. So definitely have a shot, man. I don't think you guys are the favorite. You guys aren't. With all that said, you guys aren't my favorites to make it out of the East, but you guys are definitely going to be in the running to make it out of the East. There we have Hunter throwing up a 3. He misses it. There's John Collins on the board. He misses an easy layup. And now it looks like they're going to run it again. Lonzo Ball doing what he does best, pushing it up the court. And they're going to go ahead and slow this thing. Really nothing there. The Miami Heat, your favorite team, man. You guys have Jimmy Butler. I think it's just a matter of time before you guys get Chris Paul. Oh, step back 3 from Lonzo. There we go. That looks nice. I'm talking about New Orleans. They're going to have to show they can consistently knock down the 3, but they're 6 for 17 tonight in the first half, which isn't bad. We have Hunter is also, he's not looking timid at all, which you definitely like to see, man. That's going to help the Hawks, especially this season. Let's see, we have Lonzo Ball pick and pop. It's going to work, man. I think the Pelicans I like the way they look, man. I like the way they are looking tonight. Of course, you don't want to read too much into a preseason game, but just looking at their offensive sets is what I mainly try to look at when I look at these games, because those aren't going to change too much. Of course, they're going to get a little bit more complex, but you can kind of see what they're trying to build when you look at the sets. Trae Young throwing up a 3, he misses it pretty bad, and right away the rebound from Lonzo, he's looking up the court. He's constantly trying to run. That's one thing I'm going to miss from the Lakers, man. He's constantly trying to run. And then we have Lonzo going to the basket, kicking it out. Williams, pump fake going into the lane, kicks it out to Zion. Zion with a nice, powerful dunk right there. That is what Zion is going to do, man. You give him a clear lane, he's going to finish it every single time. I appreciate it, Muhammad. I appreciate it for real. Nice play, man. You can't Teams are going to have to figure out how they want to guard Zion. That one's on Cam Reddish. Looked like he tried to show and then rotate back to the corner. Left Zion wide open. He got that dunk there. I want the Pelicans to lose so I can prove my friend wrong. That's mean, man. That's mean. But we'll see. Talking about this game, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I don't know how much the starters are going to play, but Pelicans up 50-46. But in the season, I don't know, man. The Pelicans have the talent, which is why the trade really benefited both teams. The Lakers, talking about the Anthony Davis trade, benefited both teams. You're allowed to now play Zion at the 4. You don't have to worry about moving Anthony Davis, anything like that. I think the trade definitely helped out both. I think Lonzo Ball, especially everything he went through this summer, I think he's going to have that focus again this year. And as long as he has that focus, I think he's going to play a little bit better. I think this is really a make-or-break season for Brandon Ingram. I really do. In terms of if he's going to be viewed as that guy who has that potential, to be a star or an all-star in this league. I think for him, he has a lot to prove. I definitely think Lonzo's going to have a solid year. We'll see how consistently he can shoot. But even without shooting, he's going to play defense. He's going to push the ball. Even if he doesn't get those assists, he's going to get those hockey assists. Then I think the Lakers, of course, you bring in Anthony Davis with LeBron. You want to win that trade. So I definitely think it was a win-win. As a Laker fan, how do you feel about the Clippers? I think they're going to be formidable, man. I think they're going to be formidable. We'll see how why am I not thinking about it right now? Dang, man. Not Kawhi Leonard. Dang, I hate when you have just brain farts. When Paul George, man. We'll see how Paul George comes back from that injury, man. If it affects anything, may not affect anything at all. I think the Lakers are a better team, but I'm excited for literally that rivalry game in Staples. I think they're going to make the playoffs for sure. They're a team that's going to be for sure in the second round, maybe even in the Western Conference Finals, maybe in the NBA Finals, man, depending on the matchup. So I really like it. I'm excited. You have two teams. It feels like that true rivalry type of game again, even though nobody's really going to say it. Pat Beverly, he's going to make it into a dogfight. Avery Bradley on the other end, he's going to make it into a dogfight. So I'm definitely excited for those matchups. But we're going to see how Paul George comes back and how they, end up sharing and playing together. But anytime you have two wings, specifically, they'll play defense and can shoot and can score, can put the ball on the floor, you're going to be dangerous, man. You're definitely going to be dangerous. Just because it says the Pelicans are better than the Celtics, that's not now. Maybe depending on how these young guys grow, I think here's a case the Pelicans could potentially be better, but not right now. It's definitely going to be a while. Since the Celtics got Romeo Langford, nobody's been talking about him. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be one of those guys that is going to take a little bit of a while. I think he'll be a decent player in the league. I'm not super high on him in terms of like being a star or all-star or anything like that, but I think he'll be a decent guy for you. Yes, Cam Reddish knocked down the shot right there. So back to a 1-point game, 50-49, 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Jrue Holiday looked like he was going to shoot it, didn't shoot it. Brandon Ingram going into the lane, passes it out to Etuan Moore. Shot clock winding down. What are they going to do there? And we get an and one finish. Wow. So Colin Melly right there. Melly's been looking good too. He had a 3. He's got that one to go down. So a lot of top draft picks in this game when you just sit back and really think about the rosters and stuff. Most overrated player? Oh, man. Who do I think is the most overrated player? Man, I think that's tough. All right, so I may say, I'm going to say a couple players who I think may trigger some people. I think right now, even though he just won MVP, I think the Greek Freak is a little overrated in terms of I think he needs to develop a shot in terms of winning a championship, not in terms of just being a great player and having great stats during the regular season. I'm talking about when it counts, what you end up doing. I think he needs to develop a shot, and he needs to get that aggressiveness kind of to him, like that grit that I feel like he's lacking, right? I feel like he has plays where he can go hard, but he doesn't have that consistently. So, I mean, I will kind of throw him in there, somebody I think is overrated. Still a top 10 player in the NBA, so I'm not saying he's like completely terrible. Another guy who's going to trigger some people. I think Kawhi Leonard, people have him as potentially being the number one player in the NBA because, yes, he won a championship. Cool. I don't think he's the best player in the NBA. Still a top 7, maybe top 5 argument. I don't think he's top number 1 like some people say. So when I'm saying overrated, I'm not saying that they suck, of course. And if I say you're top 5, top 7 player in the NBA, you're still very good. But I just don't think he's number 1. Kyrie, in terms of leadership, I think Kyrie is definitely lacking there. In terms of skill set, I mean, it depends on where you rank Kyrie, man. I rank Kyrie as a very skillful player. I don't put him as like the number 1 point guard. So I wouldn't have him overrated from that standpoint. But I can see it. I can see people talking about it. Taco Fall locked up Zion in college. He did, man. I mean, for a person who attacks the basket and that's all you primarily do, and you have Taco, what is he, 7'7" or whatever, he's going to stop a lot of people from getting to the basket. So a nice finish from Brandon Ingram right there off the feed from Ellie. So nice little run from Pelicans. I've been talking. I haven't really paid attention, but the Pelicans are now up 61-51. So what is that, like an 11-2 run that they've gone on? So not bad with who's the lineup. We have Drew Holiday, Etuan Moore, Brandon Ingram, Zion, Melly in there. So nice little roster, right? You know, preseason, of course, everybody's playing with and tinkering with lineups, figuring out what's the best lineup to use in these 5 to 6 games that everybody has. So, but like I said, I mainly kind of look for the sets that they're running and what they're trying to do. And then, of course, look at the lineups and the chemistry with these lineups. The Lakers don't have a good season. I'm a Lakers fan. You think they might go somebody after Bradley Beal? So you're saying if they don't have a good season, will they go after somebody like Bradley Beal? The Lakers have a little bit of flexibility, but they started locking guys up for 2 years because they're preparing for the 2021 free agency class. Bradley Beal is somebody who could potentially always be on the table, but at this point, I don't know what trade assets you have to move for a Bradley Beal, which is why I don't think they'll make a trade for him. I think at this point, it's kind of that ship's kind of sailed when it comes to the Lakers getting Bradley Beal. But we'll see, man. The NBA always shocks people. We'll see what ends up happening. Do you see how we did in the playoffs? Who are we talking about again with how we did in the playoffs? LaMelo to the NBA, absolutely. LaMelo Ball is going to be a top 5 draft pick. He has a case, top 3, has a case for number 1. We'll see how everybody looks. College, we have the rest of the Australian League to kind of watch and see what they do. But absolutely, LaMelo Ball's top 5 draft pick for sure. With that size, ball handling abilities, passing, long as he looks, doesn't mess up and doesn't be arrogant or doesn't just do bonehead plays, I think he's a top 5 pick. Kyrie Irving, did we see how he did in the playoffs? Kyrie, yeah, man. Once again, it's just that situation. At that point, I think Kyrie, he thinks a lot. He's a thinker, all this other stuff. I think at that point, Kyrie was kind of just out of it. I think mentally he was out of it. And you could see by how he was playing. I think he already knew he was leaving. I think a lot of people had that vibe he was leaving. So, yeah, I think that's the main reason. Let's see. You're talking about LaMelo. You think he'll be better than Lonzo? He has the potential to, man. He has the potential to. LeVar's always said it, though, right? He's always said LaMelo could be the best one out of the bunch. Of course, we'll see. But he's definitely off to a good start. We'll definitely say that. But we'll see how everything plays out then. First couple games in preseason. But it looks like a lot of the Ball brothers are kind of getting their, mentality corrected. And they're being their own guy. And they're not worried about just playing for the Lakers or all this other stuff. Looks like they're focusing on basketball and being the best player they could be. So if that's the case and they're focused on the game, I think LaMelo could definitely be, probably the best Ball brother out there. Let's see. Isn't he the tallest in the family? I believe so. I don't know the exact height, but I know they're talking about him potentially being 6'7". I don't know his exact height, but if that's true, then of course, yeah, he's the tallest one. His dad said the third kid is going to be the best. Yeah, he's talking about LaMelo. LiAngelo should have played football. LiAngelo, man, I've been saying it for a while. Not trying to be mean or rude. I just don't think LiAngelo's that skilled of a player. And he doesn't have the height. Yeah, he's bulky and strong. Um, but I don't think he'll be in the NBA at all. So I could see that. Could have played football like his dad. His dad played football, so maybe he should have played football. He has the size, has the weight to him. Could have been a possibility, definitely. All right, so we're at commercial break. What is the score? 63-51 from the Pelicans. Okay, so the Pelicans pulling away after that run. You have 10 points from Drew Holiday, 4 for 5 shooting. He's been looking efficient. Zion with 9 points, so 4 of 9. He started 3 of 7. So that dunk, of course, was the only other shot that he made. Still only 3 rebounds. He does have that 1 assist. Brandon Ingram, 6 points, 2 of 5 shooting. 0 from 2 from the 3-point line. Not looking that good. Jahlil Okafor is now up to 7 minutes played with 8 points, 3 of 4 shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. His only downfall is the 3 fouls so far, but I'm really impressed with Jahlil Okafor today. I really am. We have J.J. Redick, 2 of 6 with 5 points. Antoine Moore has 5 points. Josh Hart, 3 points, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. Looking at the Hawks quickly, we have John Collins with 8. DeAndre Hunter, like I said, DeAndre Hunter has not been playing timid at all. I like that, man. 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line, 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Trae Young, 3 of 6, 1 from 3 from 3-point line. He has 7 points with 6 assists and 3 rebounds in this game. We have Bembry with 7 points. Jabari, 5 points in this game. Alex Len, 8 points. At this point, man, I've always felt Alex Len could do better than he is. I don't get excited for any good Alex Len game because he always proves me wrong when I get excited for him. Cam Reddish, 6 points, 2 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from the 3-point line, 1 rebound, 1 assist. So that's where we're at right now. I think these guys are probably going to be done here in 2 minutes. Definitely going to be done here in 2 minutes. Did I not say Cam Reddish's stat line? I thought I did. Let me go back. If I did, yeah, 6 points, 2 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from the 3-point line, and 11 minutes played. So LeVar said only 2 are making it to the NBA. He will be correct. Only 2, man. What do you think is better right now, Ben Simmons or Donovan Mitchell? Oh man, I'm gonna say Ben Simmons right now over Donovan Mitchell. I like them both, but I think Ben Simmons brings a lot more than just the box scores. I think he brings a lot to the game. So I'm going to say Ben Simmons. But it's close. Depends on your preference, man. Definitely depends on your preference. Anytime you have that mismatch at point guard, I think that tips the scales to me a little bit. But he has to learn. He doesn't have to shoot efficiently, man. He has to be able to threaten a shot. I think that is a major lacking skill right there. He has to be able to threaten it at some point. But for right now, I'm going to still say Ben Simmons. I want to see Ben's new shot. Oh, man, we'll see. I remember because most of you guys know I went to University of Kentucky. So I was at the LSU Kentucky game. And Rupp, man, and Ben Simmons looked, he like physically just like more than just the game, like, and this was the college 3-point line, just physically looked scared. Kentucky was just patting down the paint, making sure he couldn't get down there, and he would not shoot it at all. It's hilarious, man. It's definitely hilarious. LaMelo is 6'6" officially. See, that's crazy. He's 6'6". You know, he could still grow another inch. I don't know, but even at 6'6", the way he handles the ball and plays is definitely that's definitely why he could be a top 5 draft pick. Who do you think is the best defensive team right now? I think the 76ers with the tall lineup. Right now, if you just had to ask me right now, I would think there's turnover right there. I would say the Clippers probably could be the best team. I'll put the Clippers up there as the best team. I think the Lakers have an opportunity to be one of the best defensive teams, even without LeBron playing D. I think they have enough defensive guys around LeBron. I think Philly could be a team up there as well. You have a couple of teams, but yeah, I think Clippers are the best. If you had to say the number one team, I think they should be on paper the number one team. Of course, this is all on paper because we haven't seen Paul George there, but on paper they should. Clippers defensive team, yeah. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. All right, so you guys heard from me. Who do you guys just name the team? Who do you guys think right now are your favorites to win the finals? I say the Lakers. I think the Lakers are right now my favorite team to win the NBA Finals. Just after watching them, you don't want to get too high on one preseason game, but I think they have enough. Okay, Zion Williamson grabbing the rebound right there. So pick and roll from Brandon Ingram to Zion. Brandon Ingram, nice step back, pump fake, takes the shot. He's short. And ball goes out of bounds. Pelicans retain possession, man. Brandon Ingram, like I said before, he needs to step up. Obviously, the Hornets. Oh, man. If you're talking about 2K, maybe you could pull it off. Fun fact, that's the team I decided to use in my league this year to try to build up is the Hornets. Because that team, I'm sorry if you're a Hornets fan. The team's a mess, man. The team's a mess. I like P.J. Washington. I have bias, though. Anybody from Kentucky, man, I'm be a fan of. But P.J. Washington, I like him. Lakers in Houston. The Lakers look so deadly first half. Dude, that first half looked good, but you have to remember who they played against. They played against the Warriors without Clay. The Warriors are naturally going to be a smaller team anyway. They're trying to get up and down the court. And after that first run, I mean, they kind of stayed with them a little bit, but I think in general, I think the Lakers are still I think they're the best team. How do you feel about Houston? I'm not as high on Houston as a lot of people are. I don't think Russ gives them a dramatic improvement over Chris Paul. I do think he is an improvement, though. I just don't think it's like a dramatic improvement over Chris Paul. I think they're going to get 3 seed, 4 seed. I think they're in that range. I don't think they'll be 1 or 2. I think they'll be 3 or 4 seed. I see them as a second round bounce. That's how I feel Houston is. So step back in terms of expectations for me with Houston. Do you got the Kings making the playoffs this year? No, I don't have Sacramento in the playoffs. They're a fun team, up and coming team. We'll see how Luke Walton coaches them. I'm a huge fan of De'Aaron Fox, but I don't see them in the playoffs. But young team to definitely watch out for. Think they'll make improvements over last year. Lonzo Ball gives up a 3. They find Zion down low, who finds Jahlil Okafor. That's one thing Zion could also do. If he keeps his eyes open, man, he's going to bring a lot of attention in the paint. He's going to be able to dump it off to another guy down low. He did it right there. And Alex Len knocking down another 3. This is what I thought Alex Len could do when he came into the league. Grab boards, be a big body, knock down an open 3. He hasn't really done it, but he's doing it here in this game. But like I said, every time I get high on him, every time he shows me a glimpse that he could be what I think he could be, he just falls off. So we'll see what he does. Let's see. Houston system won't win anything. I don't think so either, man. In the 7-game series, you're not going to be able to run every single game. You're gonna make runs, but that's part of basketball. But I think game gets more physical, slows down a little bit. You have to have a half-court offense. I think that's where Houston struggles in series. Luke Walton is trash. He's an okay coach. I'll put him. I wouldn't say he's trash. I'll put him in the okay coach category. How do you feel about Harden? I mean, Harden's a very good player. Top 4 player in the NBA. I know the NBA is going to call travels and stuff a little bit differently, but his new one-legged shot. He's creative. I don't know if it's going to work. It's creative, but I think Harden, top 4 player in the NBA. The score right now, 69-59. We have Jahlil Okafor at the free throw line with 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter as Jahlil knocks down the first one. So Pelicans now up by 11 points. Pelicans look good. Pelicans definitely look good so far. Specifically, Jahlil Okafor. I'm going to keep saying it, man. Jahlil is looking good. Is he going to knock down the next free throw? He misses it. Anytime I give somebody props, man, they miss a shot. They do something bad. Wow, man. We have Hunter right off of the missed shot. Quick transition dunk. So 9-point game, 42 seconds ago. Lonzo calling the offense, looking for a screen for J.J. Redick. He's going to get a shot off. He won't. Lonzo wide open in the corner, and Lonzo Ball knocks down the 3 with his new jump shot. He can consistently knock it down, man. It's going to help this team out a lot. And did he step out of bounds? They're going to call a foul. No, they're going to call the foul on Brandon Ingram with 27 seconds to go. Pelicans are winning the game right now. 73-61, 27 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Yo, what's going on, JL? Welcome to the stream, man. So they call it a timeout. Looks like they're going to go to commercial break. Jahlil Okafor is looking very good. This Pelicans team, man, 73 points in the first half. They're looking good, man. They're running in transition. They're knocking down threes. I think that is the key. If the Pelicans are going to want to be a playoff team, they have to be able to knock down the three somewhat consistently as a team. They're doing that tonight. If they could keep it up, I could see them maybe squeaking in the 8th spot, maybe 7th spot. But it's another team, man, that has the talent. Let's see what they're shooting as a team from three-point line. Pelicans tonight, 10 from 22, so 42% from the from the three-point line. That's good, man. That's definitely good for this team, man. You got to be respectable because we know they're gonna be able to score in the paint with Brandon Ingram, with Zion, even with Drew, be able to get into the paint. You know they're gonna be able to score. Let's see, how's Zion doing so far? Zion's looking okay, man. He's not doing nothing that's crazy impressive, but I mean, he's giving you exactly what you think he's going to do. He's not looking bad at all. 4 of 9 shooting, has 9 points. All of his shots in the paint. He did take a 3, missed it. But dunks, layups, you know exactly what's going to happen every time. We're here Denver this year for you. Denver, it's another team, man. I guess when you have the hierarchy, I don't think Denver's going to have a good of a season this upcoming year as last season, just because the West got stronger. But Alex Len, another 3. Is he going to hit it? He misses it. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see what they do here. It's 15 seconds left. Zion Williamson with the rebound. Lonzo Ball. Let's see who they give it to for the ISO. Looks like they may be a pick and roll. Lonzo at the top of the key. Here's Jahlil Okafor for the screen. Zion Williamson with the curl. And Zion Williamson with a nice finish, man. A nice little layup right there with 2 seconds left. Trae Young, is he going to heave it from half court? He will. And he misses it. So Zion was at 11 points in the first half. Like I was saying for Denver, I could see Denver, man, being a top 3 seed. Maybe they drop down to 4, no lower than 5. I still think they're going to be good this year. How DeAndre's defense looking? Is looking good. Hunter is impressing me. If you have to rank, I guess, the rookies tonight, I may give DeAndre Hunter an edge over Zion. Just I guess in terms of impressing me. Zion is doing what I'm expecting him to do. DeAndre Hunter does not look nervous. He's being efficient. He's playing defense. He's not grabbing as many rebounds I thought he may be able to sneak in and grab. But other than that, let's see. Let me look up his box score. He's playing well to me. 16 minutes played, 10 points on 4 or 5 shooting, 2 or 3 from the three-point line, 2 assists, 1 rebound from DeAndre Hunter. So not bad. Cam Reddish played 11 minutes off of the bench, 6 points, 2 or 4 shooting, 2 or 2 from the three-point line. So really nothing has changed since the last time we looked at the box score. And Zion Williamson right now finished the first half 5 of 10 shooting, played 15 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Zion. Brandon Ingram, 2 of 7 shooting, man. He does have 8 points, but of course most of them come from the free throw line. Not looking that good in my eyes. Derek Favors really just didn't play enough for me to get like a true judge. What did he play? 8 minutes, so didn't really play that long at all. Lonzo Ball knocked down 3 threes, 3 or 6 from the three-point line, has 9 points, 6 assists. Looking kind of like he did with the Lakers, not too much different, but he knocking down threes today. We have to make sure it looks consistent. Jahlil Okafor, man, 10. Oh no, they just adjusted as I'm looking at it. 11 minutes, 11 points, 4 or 5 shooting, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. The only knock is 3 fouls. We know he doesn't have quick feet at all, but he's going to pick up those fouls. Josh Hart has 4 fouls in 9 minutes, which is never good. That's never good to see right there. So Brandon Ingram, definitely he needs to get better. This is a make or break year for Brandon Ingram. If he doesn't have a good season in a whole nother system, that whole talk of Brandon Ingram, no one wanted to trade him because he's going to be a future All-Star, I think that's going to start going out the window. He could still potentially hit that All-Star level, but I think this is a make or break year where he's not going to get that contract that he definitely wants. Lakers record, your prediction. I think the Lakers are a 55-plus win team. I don't know if they'll quite reach that 60-win mark, but I can see the Lakers, finishing with 57 wins, 56 wins in that ballpark. So that's where I currently have the Lakers. Did Hayes get any minutes? It seems Cam isn't playing. Cam barely getting any minutes at all. And I don't believe Hayes got anything. Let me see. No. I don't think he did. No, has not entered the game yet. So I was say I didn't think I seen him, but no. Cam Reddish is going to be like this in the regular season. I don't see him playing a ton of minutes. So we'll see what he does with it. I think he could potentially be a guy that could take a year or two to really blossom in this league. But DeAndre Hunter, I'm going to keep going back to him. I guess if he had to get MVPs, man, of the first half in the preseason game, I'll say DeAndre Hunter for the Hawks look good. Alex Len, man, I'm going to give him his props, man. He looked good today. But, every time I say that, like I keep saying, he disappoints me in the next game. And Jahlil Okafor, man. Jahlil Okafor is the guy that really took the spotlight from me in the first half at least. Let's look at box scores for some other games while we're at halftime. Paul George is out for how long? It looks like he'll be back in November. That's kind of what I'm hearing. But nobody 100% knows. Nobody 100% knows. He's trying to come back, obviously, but he wants to make sure he's healthy when he comes back. So we'll find out, man. We'll definitely find out. So let's look at these other games quickly. The Magic in the third quarter beating the Detroit Pistons 75-64. Aaron Gordon with 25 points. Wow, I'm gonna have to look at highlights of this game. Aaron Gordon 10-17 shooting, 8 rebounds, 1 board in 24 minutes. That's not bad. It's definitely going to have to be a good year from Aaron Gordon as well. I'm interested to see, how many minutes they play Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac together. Isaac, he played 23. Looked like they gave him a lot of time together. He had 8 points. Vucevic had 10 points, 10 rebounds, so a double-double in 21 minutes. Did Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz came off of the bench. He went 2 of 5, had 4.7 assists in 12 minutes. So I have to watch it, kind of get a good feel for it. But am I streaming the game? No, I can't stream where you can actually physically see the game because of copyright reasons. So we're kind of just talking about the game, hanging out, that good stuff. But you may be able to find a stream somewhere else. I'm not quite sure. Mo Bamba finished with 13 points, 7 rebounds in 12 minutes of action. Wow. Yeah, DJ got the start still in Orlando. I think that's going to stay for the time being until Fultz proves that he could play. We'll see what happens. The stat line doesn't look too bad, man. 12 minutes, 7 assists. I haven't seen the games. I don't know. I'm just looking at stats for right now. I'm looking at the Pistons. Blake Griffin played 14 minutes, 1 for 4 shooting for 3 points. He did have 5 assists. Drummond had 14 and 9 in 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Reggie Jackson went 2 for 12. Ooh, that looks that looks rough, man. Tony Snell got the start also. He had 7 points. And then Bruce Brown, he got the start with 4 points. So those are the guys who started. See if anybody on the bench did anything. Derrick Rose came off the bench. He went 2 for 6, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in 12 minutes for Derrick Rose. So I'm hoping Derrick Rose, you guys know I'm high on Derrick Rose. Hopefully he can kind of bounce back. I think Aaron Gordon is going to win Most Improved Player. He could potentially, man. He could potentially. It depends on how they use him. I don't like Aaron Gordon at the 3 spot. It feels like they keep wanting that to kind of happen a little bit, especially with, how they've been playing them. But I think small ball four, it should be his main position. But we'll see what he does. I think he has a lot of talent. Yeah, D Rose, man, 8 points coming off the bench. Gave Bruce Brown the start. I think eventually it's a matter of time. If you're going to just play the 1 point guard system, I think it's a matter of time before they move Derrick Rose over Reggie Jackson. But we'll see. That's me, at least. If I'm the coach, I'm definitely doing that. He needs to play the 4. Aaron Gordon definitely needs to be at the 4. 100%. Let's look at the Knicks, man. They're up 76-68 over the Washington Wizards. A minute left in the third quarter. Okay, Marcus Morris has 17 points for the Knicks today. Their starting lineup was Elfrid Payton. I don't know who. I guess they put R.J. Barrett at the 2. I'm guessing Marcus Morris at the 3 with Julius Randle at the 4 and Mitchell Robinson at the 5. I'm guessing that's how they had the roster. But 17 points from Marcus Morris. He played 19 minutes. 12 points from R.J. Barrett, 5 of 12 shooting, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. He needs to get that 3 down. 4 rebounds, though, 2 assists. Gotta watch it. I'll watch the film, but it doesn't look bad. Julius Randle, I love Julius Randle. He had 11 points, 5 of 11 shooting, 7 rebounds in 23 minutes. Mitchell Robinson, 5.6 rebounds. Elfrid Payton, who got the start at the point guard spot, he played 19 minutes, had 5 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 of 5 shooting. Off the bench was Kevin Knox. He had 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting, played 20 minutes. Frank Ntilikina had 4 points, 2 of 8 shooting. I got to watch that back. 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. He looked like in international play, he was shooting a little bit more, but didn't shoot too good today. So for the Washington Wizards, who got the start, we had Ish Smith, Bradley Beal, who's the 3. I'm guessing maybe it was Justin Anderson at the 3. I'm guessing that's who they played at the 3. Justin Anderson had 9 points, which isn't bad. Thomas Bryant had 14 points. Bradley Beal 5 points. He struggled shooting though, 2 of 10 shooting. 12 points. Who was that off of the bench? That is Jordan McRae. Okay, he had 12 points off the bench. All right, so really nothing. Mo Wagner had 5 points. So really nothing, crazy. Did he play good? He had. Did I overlook at him on the box score? I felt like he should have started. He had 12 points, 4 of 7 shooting, knocked down the 3, he had 4 rebounds. He started. I don't know if he started at the 3 over Justin Anderson or Justin Anderson went to the 4. I don't know who played where. Let's see. Then of course we have this game. We have the Bucks and the Bulls. They're in the second quarter. Milwaukee's up 41-35 over Chicago, 44-35 over Chicago. Brook Lopez, what did he have today? He had 13 points, 4 rebounds. Robin Lopez started alongside his brother. He had 9 points, 4 rebounds also. Frank Mason got to start at point guard, 4 and 4 in 9 minutes. Wesley Matthews, 1 of 4 from the field, so 2 points in this one. And then who's that? Sterling Brown, I believe, who got the start at the shooting guard position. Okay. So really nothing. I mean, it's kind of early in this game, but nothing stands out to me stat-wise for the Bulls. Markkanen had 6 points, knocked down 2 threes, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 2 of 6 overall. Otto Porter had 5. Chris Dunn, 2 points, 2 rebounds, no assists. Zach LaVine, 3 points. He was 1 of 4 from the field, but he did have 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And let's see, did they play Kobe White? Yes. Kobe White, 4 points, 8 minutes played off the bench. That's it. 1 for 4 shooting is really it from Kobe White. And then we have Denzel Valentine getting 8 minutes also. 6 points, 2 of 5 shooting, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, and 3 rebounds. So I think they were pretty much, that's all the games. Oh, no, we had Cleveland taking on San Lorenzo. No idea who they are, but do they have anybody on their roster that we may know? I don't think they do. Okay, so nobody on the roster that we may know. But anyway, Kevin Love played 15 minutes. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 of 5 shooting. Chetty Osman had 12 points, 4 of 10. Tristan Thompson had 14 and 10 in 26 minutes. Brandon Knight had 3 points, only 1 of 2 shooting. And Colin Sexton 8 points, 3 of 7 shooting. Let's see who else. Who else played? Let me see at the bench. Larry Nance Jr. 15 points. Jordan Clarkson 17 points. And I'm hearing Jordan Clarkson could potentially go back to the Lakers. Not 100% sure. That's what I've heard. Kevin Porter Jr. did have 16 points. Not bad. In 14 minutes, 7 to 9 shooting. Okay. But he did have 4 fouls. Kevin Porter Jr. his stat at least looked good. Like I said, I'm going to watch film over all these games. Stats don't tell you everything, but it's definitely a pretty good stat line. So that's where we're at right now. Man, I'm not Chris Dunn. I'm not a huge fan of Chris Dunn. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to watch the film of Cleveland to see how they actually looked. Garland, that's a good one. Did I skip over Garland? Did he not play today? He did play 14 minutes, 9 points, 4 of 4 shooting. So he didn't miss a shot, not down to 3. 2 assists, 1 rebound, 2 points in 14 minutes. So that doesn't look bad. They started Brandon Knight over Garland. I think that's just something for the time being. I don't see that holding up long term. But they have to figure out who's going to be the primary ball handler, what they're going to do with Colin Sexton or Garland. I do expect both of them to start at some point early in the season. I don't think it's going to take long, even if they don't start them right away. I think at some point Garland is definitely going to start. Yeah, man, Garland did not start, which is crazy. But teams are going to do that type of stuff for now. All right, so it looks like they are getting ready to start the third quarter. 75-61. They should be walking out on the court momentarily. It looks like they're getting everybody off the court so they can get on the court. Brandon Knight fell off, man. He he has, man. He definitely has. I like Brandon Knight, but he shouldn't start over Garland, in my opinion. Without watching it, just kind of my on paper, I don't think he should. But, I always root for any Kentucky guy. I don't know how you feel about Mo Bamba last year. Coming out of the draft, got overhyped. I'm like he's the most underrated from the class. I like Mo Bamba a lot. He had a good game, at least stat wise. I like Mo Bamba a lot. Of course, he's gonna be underrated, especially with Vucevic there. But I think he's gonna have a solid career, definitely. All right, so they're starting the game. Nice pick and roll. Drew Holiday looking for Zion off the curl and a foul. I didn't know Zion traveled there. He didn't get the shot off. Going to call a foul on Trae Young, saying that he swiped down on his hand. So he put in a hell of work this summer. Yeah, man. Besides cutting his hair and stuff, but he's looking good. Drew Holiday, nice jump shot just inside the free throw line. 77-61. All right, so we have Collins out there giving it to Trae Young, who tried to kick it out, threw the ball right at the face of Zion, just literally bounced off his face. And then Bembry now gets the easy layup. But look at how quick the Pelicans play. They play really quickly. I don't know what Brandon Ingram just did. He got fouled. I don't know what he was trying to do. It looked like he tried to euro through 2 or 3 defenders there. But the Pelicans are going to play quick, and that's going to play to the strengths of Zion. It's going to play to the strengths of Lonzo. Brandon Ingram will be able to take advantage of it at times. He's more of an ISO guy. But Jahlil Okafor Did get the start here in the second half. Of course, take that with a grain of salt. It's preseason, but he is out here with the starters in the second half. Brandon Ingram misses the first free throw of two. He's struggling, man. He's definitely struggling, but he is playing. He hits the second free throw. He's playing for his career, man. He has to look good this year. Not playing for his career like he's not going to be in the league, but for that reputation of being a future All-Star or being next, he has to have a good season right here. Bembry just goes to the basket, beats Lonzo Ball off the bounce. Easy, man. Yeah, he cut his hair because of the bet with Shaq. Lonzo calling for a screen. A floater in the paint. He misses it. Jahlil Okafor tips it back to Jrue Holiday, who has it at the top of the key. He drives into the lane, gets fouled on the layup attempt. He better shoot 2 free throws. I think it's a mental thing. I agree, man. Definitely agree. Here we go. Jrue Holiday at the line. He'll probably knock down both. He hits the first one. But I like what Alvin Gentry's doing with the lineup, man. I like what he's doing with the lineup. I like how they're playing, for sure. And Jrue Holiday knocks down the second free throw. So 80-65 is the score early in this game, early in the third quarter, not in the game. New Orleans has 17 second chance points. Atlanta has 3. Jahlil Okafor has been working on the glass, definitely. Attribute a lot of that to him. Right here, Trae Young turns the ball over. Lonzo Ball passes it to Jrue Holiday, who kicks it to Brandon Ingram going into the paint. A bad pass to Jahlil Okafor, who's able to control it, but that's going to slow down that fast break with just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jrue Holiday with a step back 3. He's short, and Trae Young grabbing the rebound. Looking at Brandon Ingram right now, does he look skinny? Just look, he's getting a little bit. I mean, he looks normal to me. He doesn't look nothing different to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm used to looking at him. You got Atlanta missing the playoffs in the East. I think they're a team that can compete for the playoffs. I don't know if they'll make it this year, but I think they're going to be right there. I think they're definitely a team where if they gel quicker than expected, they can make it. If it takes them a little bit longer, they'll miss it. I think they're one of those teams. But if you had asked me right now, are they in the playoffs or out, I would say they're out. Damian Jones at the free throw line for Atlanta. He missed the first free throw, knocks down the second one. So cutting the deficit, but they're still down 14 with 10 minutes to go. Here we go. Lonzo with another 3. He misses it, but he's feeling confident, man. There was a point where Lonzo was not confident shooting the 3. But he looks way more confident here. Trae Young has Brandon Ingram on him, beats him off the dribble. He gets fouled while attacking the paint. I think it's going to be on Brandon Ingram. It is. Brandon Ingram's not going to be able to stick with Trae Young. And, Trae Young dribbled off his foot. Almost a turnover. Is he attacking more this year? We're talking about Trae Young. He's getting more to the basket. He is. So, and that's going to open things up for Trae Young because they're going to have to come out and play extended defense on him. He's able to beat a lot of the guys off the dribble with his speed, opens up passing lanes, opens up lanes for him to get layup attempts. I like it. I like the way he's playing right now. Because Bembry gets a nice, easy shot off the glass. So, 12-point game. And New Orleans calls a timeout. Hawks putting together a nice little run there. Like I said, it's not bad. They're not looking bad. The Pelicans, I like the way they're running. They're trying to get Zion involved in the half court. It's really not really not working too well in the half court at least. But they have him coming off a couple of screens, curling off some screens, getting the ball high post. But right now he's doing most of his damage in transition, which we expect, right? That's typically going to happen for a player who plays like him. Let's commercial break. Let's see what's going around the league again quickly this time. The Pistons up 91-78, 9 minutes to go in the game. Not the Pistons, sorry. The Magic are up over the Pistons, 91-78. Like I said, it looks like no actions really from the starters. I don't see any major differences. Mo Bamba still with 13 and 8. Terrence Ross has 9 points in 8 minutes of action. Terrence Ross signed a nice little deal this offseason also. So props to him. Andre Drummond still with 14. He hasn't played any more minutes. Most of these guys aren't here in the fourth quarter. So Derrick Rose has played a little bit more. He has 10 points now, 15 minutes played, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 1 from the three-point line, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds from Derrick Rose. Did you hear about the drama in Houston with somebody in the front office about China? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've heard obviously all about it. More what he said, and then the NBA decided not to take any action. But of course, the NBA is going to worry about the money. So they're going to try to distance themselves from Daryl Morey. It's a mess, man. It's definitely a mess. Daryl Morey, he spoke out on what he believed in. So there's always a time and a place for it, but I don't ever think it's that bad when you speak out. But something of that magnitude in Hong Kong and what they're really going through right now, China is not having that. I think they canceled all the preseason games with all of the affiliates from Houston. They're not selling the jersey. It's a lot kind of going on. I'm sure at some point they'll have a resolution, but for right now, we'll see if the NBA does decide to do anything, especially based off the news that they heard today. If they don't decide to do anything, it's crazy, man. Definitely crazy. I feel for Daryl Morey, man. He was just trying to voice his opinion at the end of the day. Here we go. We got Zion Williamson right away, kicking it out to Brandon Ingram in the corner for 3, and he knocks it down, hand in his face. Knocked it down. So it's a good start right out of the timeout. So 83-68 is the score once again. Bembry calling for the high pick and roll, finding Trae Young at the corner. He gets blocked by Jrue Holiday. But the Hawks grab a rebound. Bembry, he knocks down the 3. Top of the key. So 83-71, back to a 12-point game. Brandon Ingram off a screen from Zion. He has John Collins guarding him. Should be a mismatch. He's attacking the basket, and he misses the layup, and John Collins grabs the rebound. I think the NBA is soft. Of course, man, at this day and age. Oh, Zion with the steal. What is he on the fast break? He loses the ball, and it's going to be the Hawks' ball. But Zion did have a nice steal there. Just couldn't finish. NBA definitely they're going to worry about their money, man, ultimately. So I think a lot of people just in the society are a little bit more soft nowadays, but that's just my opinion personally. And I just looked up, and somebody knocked down a 3. I don't know who it was. But somebody from the Hawks just knocked down a 3. And Jrue Holiday with a nice Euro step, and he's finishing it in the paint. He's celebrating his Euro step too. So 85-74, the Hawks are trying to put together a nice little comeback. Trae Young throwing up the oop. John Collins couldn't finish it. Here comes Zion bringing the ball down the court. He finds Jahlil Okafor, who's spinning in the lane, and he gets his shot blocked. And everybody's on the floor. Brandon Ingram, but they're going to tie it up. It's going to be a jump ball. Trae Young, Brandon Ingram. We know who's going to win that jump ball. It was John Collins who knocked down the 3 before when I said I don't know who did it. And Damian Jones with that block, it was definitely a clean block. Like I said, it's a jump ball though between Brandon Ingram and Trae Young. Is it Nat? Hold on. Is Trae Young not the one jumping? I thought Trae Young was jumping. It's not. It's going to be Damian Williams. So, Damian Jones. I'm sorry. So those are the guys jumping. And the Hawks get the basketball. So, they have an opportunity to actually make this a one-possession game. Trying to make it again. Trae Young trying to get into the paint. Great defense by Jrue Holiday. Then that wide open shot. Okay. Cam Reddish knocks down the mid-range shot. So 9-point ball game. See what Zion can do, or really the Pelicans as a whole. Lonzo Ball kicking it out. Drew Holiday wide open. He kicks it out. He doesn't want it, but they end up missing the three. It's Cam Reddish with the rebound. He finds John Collins, who loses the ball again. And here comes the Pelicans right back. Nice Euro step by Brandon Ingram, getting to the basket. Using that frame of his. Yeah, man, Cam Reddish definitely had a nice jump shot right there. Right there, Hunter, he misses a shot. Hasn't been too many misses on the day from Hunter, but he does miss that shot right there. What's going on, John? Welcome to the stream, man. We have Drew Holiday, wide open three, and he knocks it down. So the Pelicans extend the lead 90-76. Hawks playing no defense. Yeah, man, the Pelicans are running. And there's sloppy play from the Hawks right now. You see John Collins in the corner, misses the three. Jones, is he out of bounds? He is out of bounds. So, as we have Vince Carter, Jabari Parker, Alex Len coming in the game. We have Hunter leaving. I don't know who else is leaving. Damian Jones leaving, and John Collins are all leaving the court right now. Man, Vince Carter, man. This should be the final season, I believe, right, for Vince Carter. The fact that this man's still playing, though, it's definitely crazy. Zion mismatch had Cam Reddish on him. He's going to the line, try to just bully him in the paint. He missed it. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. We'll see if he knocks down these free throws. He missed 2 earlier. He's going to need to knock down these free throws for sure. My birthday's in 5 days. Feels good to talk to someone about basketball. Love your videos. Birthday giving. Well, I appreciate it, Muhammad, dude. Born October, baby, man. You're a Libra. Mine's is October 4th. So we also have that in common. Happy birthday. Definitely do something cool for your birthday. We have Zion, man, missing another free throw. So as far as I can tell, he's 0 from 3. I don't know if he missed any more before I started the stream. Zion, he gets that one to go down. So one of his last 4, at least I put it that way, for Zion at the free throw line. Here we go, Jabari Parker one-on-one with Zion. Kicks it out to Cam Reddish. Oh, they're going to call an illegal screen right there. Okay, got in the way. Reddish was attacking the paint. But Zion, man, tried to bully his former teammate. That was interesting to see. To say the least. I mean, if anybody knows how they play, is each other, right? Here we go. Zion finds Lonzo, who throws up a 3, and he misses it. Vince Carter grabbing the board. Look at Vince Carter trying to push the ball up the court. He does not have the speed. He finds Trae Young, who gets, call it traveling right there. That was close. I probably would have called a block there, but they don't. They give him the travel call. Turning 15. Here we go, dude. Almost to that Sweet 16, right? So Drew Holiday finds Brandon Ingram. Is he going to shoot the 3? Vince Carter's giving him that space if he wants it. He's still dribbling. Nope. Brandon Ingram's going to kick it out. Drew Holiday finds Brandon Ingram, who pump fakes wide open 3. He knocks it down. So he needs to knock these things down, man, for sure. He does get it there. That looked like a foul. I thought so too. But with the travel call. There we go. Trae Young trying to get fancy there. Loses it, gets it back, though. Finds Cam Reddish, who shoots the 3, misses it. Zion with the rebound, but he turns it over. Alex Len. He can't get the layup, but they're going to call a foul right there. So he'll be shooting 2 free throws. I'm happy with the Pelicans. I'm from New Orleans. Dude, you have a good team. You have yourself a good team who is going to be fun. You're going to see them grow. They're all young. They're going to find that chemistry. They're going to get better together. So you have yourself a good team. Alex Len's looking good, man. Like I said, I don't want to hype him up too much because every time I feel like Alex Len's going to turn that corner, he does something that messes it up for me. The doubles rule As if I'm charging. Yeah, now NBA don't call it the block. Still think it's very dumb. Yeah, man. NBA always. I mean, granted, it's tough for officials to make some of these calls, but some of these are very ticky tacky in general. Vince Carter got called. I didn't get a chance to see what happened. Looked like an off-ball foul somewhere. Of course, he's complaining about it. So I don't know if they're going to show the replay or not. Looks like they're not going to show a replay, but he does something that apparently Atlanta's not a fan of. Pelicans are in the bonus, so Drew is shooting 2 free throws. He knocks down the first one to extend the lead to 95-78. So the Hawks did get it to single digits. Then the Pelicans started expanding it again. 21 points right now from Drew Holiday, so a very good outing from Drew. That's what you expect, though, right? He's supposed to be the leader of this team. He's playing like it right here. Alex Len tries to go with the dribble handoff to Cam Reddish. He lost it, but Alex Len driving to the basket. Foul again. I don't know who they're going to call it on. Like I said, I don't have the sound, so I don't know. But it looked like they called it on the drive. It might be Melly. That's who I'm going to say it is. It is. They're zooming in on it, so I'm thinking that's what they called it on. Alex Len knocks down the first free throw. As Frank Jackson checks in for the first time tonight, I believe. I don't think I've seen Frank Jackson at all in this game. Alex Len misses the second one. Melly grabs the rebound. And right away, Brandon Ingram getting guarded by Cam Reddish. He's trying to back him down. He kicks it out. Melly, but the pump fake finds Zion. You know what he's doing. Trying to hop step into the lane. Loses the ball. Now it's Atlanta basketball. If I'm guarding Zion, I'm making him beat me by shooting threes. Jabari Parker throwing up a 3 right there. He misses it. Lonzo grabbing the board. He's trying to push it. Finds Brandon Ingram. Getting guarded by Cam Reddish again. Kicks it out to Melly. And he finds Zion down low with an easy layup. Quick question. What do you think? Hold on. Quick question. Where do you think, your channel is going to move forward? What are you going to do going forward? How do you want to improve the channel? Honestly, dude, with the channel, I just want to keep bringing basketball content. So I haven't really figured out the future in terms of where we're going to go. Of course, I'm always open to suggestions and that type of stuff, but I definitely want to be a little bit more interactive, kind of bring as much basketball stuff as possible, whether it's news, opinion pieces, live streams, things like that, etc. I think that's basically where we're going to go, at least with this channel right here. So I know I've been live streaming more on my DLloydTV channel. That's been working. So we'll try it out over here. What a pass right there from Vince Carter. I didn't even see the no look behind the back pass. See camera, Vince Carter, but yeah, I didn't see it. I just seen the replay of it. I didn't see it live, and the camera just knocking down the 3. So Vince Carter still has some game left, but the score is 100-82. How many games do you think the Pelicans will win? I think they'll be a 40-win team for at least. I think you have a couple of variations based on, like I said, how well they gel, all that type of stuff, how well Zion's going to play for them. But I think they can shoot a 3 consistently. They'll be a 40-win team. They may be able to get a 45, but that's where I think they're kind of at. But they could also be a team that makes the playoffs. So it's very, very kind of that range, I guess, from the Pelicans. So we have 3 minutes left in the third quarter of this game. And let's look at the rest of the league. We have the Magic beating the Pistons 104-90. 2 minutes left in the fourth. The Knicks and the Wizards. The Knicks are up 99-94 with a minute 44 left. The Pelicans. Of course, we're watching that game. I don't know why I said that. The Bucks are up 63-60 at halftime. So those are where we are the rest of the league. Start a podcast. So what happened was I had a podcast with CLNS Media. We had it on the channel. We had it on their feeds. It was basically everywhere. Then they started selling it, doing some things. Then we had the LeBron feed, if you remember that. I don't know if you guys remember that. I don't think we had any of those on my channel. I think everything was on their channel and on their website and everything like that. Then, of course, they started selling spaces, and now with my podcast, which was the DLoyd NBA podcast, I don't know if I have rights to use it, so I have to figure that out. But the podcast is definitely an idea that I'm trying to revisit. Just have to kind of deal with my contract that I had with CLNS Media and what they decide to do, or if they want to allow me to bring it back and do it on their platforms. But, yeah, that's basically where I'm at with that. But there will be a podcast nonetheless at some point. Hopefully by the end of October, early November is kind of my time frame. And then, of course, with the time I have from the radio gig and all that stuff. So we'll see. But there'll definitely be one out. Jabari Parker. Oh, they called it a foul, off-ball foul. Was it on Bembry? I'm assuming it is by the way he's looking. Scores 182, so still an 18-point game. The Hawks will definitely need to go on a run relatively quickly if they want to try to win this one. But still have quite a few starters still playing in this game. Lonzo Ball still out there. He finds Melly, who shoots a three. He misses it. Jabari Parker, he grabs the rebound there. And Jabari Parker, I think he got away with a... Nope, they did call the travel. I was about to say, I think he got away with the travel, but they called the travel right there. Where you doing the podcast is going to be on. Like I said, I have to figure it out. I have to figure out if I get out my contract with them, if I'll do it through them. If it's done through them, of course, it'll be under CLNS Media. It'll be on their website. It'll be on the channel. It'll be on iTunes, Spotify. All those previous episodes we've done is still there now, but it'll be on their platforms. If I'm able to get the rights back to it, of the name and stuff, then of course they'll still be on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff, as well as my channel. They'll be there because I record video of all of the podcasts, so they'll be everywhere. But of course I'll make a video letting everybody know, when it's coming out and how it's going to be and set up and all that fun stuff. So you'll definitely know. All right, so the Pelicans knocked down both free throws. All right, I don't see if you could get someone on. If you could get someone on your podcast. Yeah, no, definitely, man. Having two people, or having just interviews, all that stuff would definitely be cool. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out a format, but just contracts at this point, trying to figure it out. Who could be on? Because when I was with them, I had to have their people, which makes sense. So, we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens. So Bruno Fernando's at the free throw line. He made it. Who won? The game is still going on. The Pelicans are currently running away with it, honestly. 102-83. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. So that's the score right now. Lonzo looking good. Lonzo's not looking bad at all. We know Lonzo could play D. We know he could play make, which he's doing now, but he's knocking down threes, and that's the big thing for Lonzo. Can he knock down threes? If he can, then he's going to put together a very good season and really help the Pelicans try to make that playoff push. Yes, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. All right, Bembry getting called for the foul, or is that Fernando? Melly tried to bang on two people, didn't make it. They're calling a foul. I don't really know where the foul came from, but yeah, Fernando. Okay, call a foul on Fernando. I don't know. It was very ticky tack to me when you're trying to dunk on somebody. Why can't you show us? Copyright reasons, man. They'll definitely giving me a copyright strike, try to take down. They'll do all that stuff if I show the game live, especially. So can't show it. Both teams are in the bonus. They're looking at a review right now. If you guys are on Twitter, also make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. It's DLloydTV. All my social medias are DLloydTV, the same as my original. Well, it's still there. YouTube channel, but all one word, DLloydTV. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, so the coaching challenge for the foul, they should, because I don't really see much there, and it's interesting to see how how they're going to judge the refs are with these challenges. Like you see the NFL when they allow pass interference to be challenged, they said unless it's like a crazy foul, they're not going to change it. I don't know how ticky tacky these refs are going to call it. I mean, if you look at the replay, I mean he touches his hand, so I mean I can see that standing. If you're just asking me live, I mean I don't really think it's much there because he also touches the ball first, so I don't it's tough, but I'm interested to see what they do here. All right, they're still reviewing this. Zion's playing well. All of his baskets are at the basket, dunks and layups, which is to be expected. But he's playing well. He's holding his own out there. He's grabbing boards. Finishes strong. I mean, he's looking good, especially in transition when they're getting out there. I like the way the Pelicans as a whole, man, have been looking pretty good to me today. So. Can you live stream the Pelicans and Lakers when they play versus each other? Yeah, man. I'll definitely I'll try to remember to live stream during that. Yeah, Zion stats. I could pull them up for you. Give me a second to pull it up. All right, here we go. Zion Williamson today. He's played 24 minutes, 14.6 of 12 shooting. He's 0 from 2 from the three-point line. 6 rebounds, 3 assists from Zion. Drew Holiday's leading everybody in points. Game high 21, 7-9 shooting, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Lonzo has 9 points, 7 assists, 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 5 rebounds. Typical Lonzo Ball stat line. Brandon Ingram's kind of been coming on a little bit later. He struggled early, but he has 19 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 6 rebounds in this game. I appreciate the sub, Ninja. I definitely do. They took the foul back. I didn't think there was much there, so the challenge works. Interested to see how they keep doing it moving forward. I like that they're implementing it. I know it's a test for 1 year, but I think it should stay. I don't see nothing wrong with one challenge a game, especially in playoff time. Here we go. So we have Trey on top of the key. And they get a layup right there. Easy layup. I don't think. I think Trey Young, is he the only starter on the court right now? I believe he is. From both teams. No, DeAndre Hunter's out there also. He also started today. Do you think that Dwight Howard and D Rose are Hall of Famers? Um, Dwight Howard's definitely a Hall of Famer. Like, hands down for a fact. Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer. Derrick Rose, I think, is tricky. Because he has such a great run for such a short period. I think he'll eventually get in just because the Basketball Hall of Fame is somewhat of a joke. It's kind of hard. I mean, kind of easy for players to get in. Um, but I'll put him in there. I mean, if you ask me personally, I'll put him in there. But I think his is going to be trickier than a Dwight Howard, who's what, an 8-time All Star, Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Dwight Howard has accolades. Has been to the NBA Finals. But Derrick Rose, I think, is a little bit closer. But Tracy McGrady got in. Even though still Tracy McGrady had a couple more years, Tracy McGrady got in. So I don't see why Derrick Rose shouldn't get in. Jabari Parker getting in the lane. Easy shot, and he misses it right there. I think Josh Hart got away with a double dribble, but it's all good. Josh Hart has been struggling in this game for sure. Jackson throws it away. So turnover. 30 seconds left in the third quarter now. He won. Yeah, I mean, he won every. It's tough, man, because like I said, those years for Derrick Rose were so great. You know, um, that if it's me, he gets in. But I could see an argument that is just so short. I don't know if you want to put him in, or not. But something else to also think about, why I also say maybe he still gets in there, is Trae Young misses the three there. Is that it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, right? It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. So even if you take into account what Derrick Rose did in Memphis, um, I think that helps him get into the Hall of Fame. Now, what a shot from the Pelicans. Is it their ball again? No, it's gonna stay Atlanta ball. Who knocked down that three? Was that Alexander Walker who knocked down that three? And Trae Young, he gets that shot at the buzzer, so they're definitely gonna review it to see if he got it off in time. But see if he got it off. And yeah, clearly Trae Young got that off. So that's going to stand 110-87 heading into the fourth quarter. So the game, competitive wise, is basically over from the competition standpoint. It's going to be a lot of backups and guys trying to make the team and who are going to play in the G League affiliate teams. Going to be coming in here in the fourth quarter. I would be surprised to see Zion or really anybody in the fourth quarter. But Zion, if his day's done, he had 24 minutes. He got 14 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3-point line. I don't think that's bad. Do you think the Pelicans will make the playoffs? Like I said before, I think they're a team that's going to be able to compete for a playoff spot. As of right now, I have them outside looking in. But if a couple of things go their way, Zion balls, Lonzo knocks down threes consistently, I could see them possibly sneaking in as an 8 seed. But right now, I have them on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. But they have the talent. In a few years, they're definitely going to be a team to reckon with for sure. Right now, they're 14-34, the Pelicans I'm talking about, from the 3-point line. So shooting 39%. Shooting a better percentage than Atlanta, who is 12 or 32 at 37%. So, I mean, that's what you want to see from the Pelicans. They're not going to get all the points from threes, but they need to be able to space the floor by knocking them down, making people play honest. I think this season Josh Hart's going to have a hard time because there's so many shooting guards. Yeah, I can see that. Is the game over? No, it's the start, just end of the third quarter. They're going to start the fourth quarter. But if you're talking about like players, starters playing, they should be done. I don't see none of them coming in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I agree with you, Muhammad. I can see Josh Hart struggling with the Lakers. He was used as the guy who could come in, play hard, shoot a three. His minutes are going to be a little bit more limited. And with that said, I don't think he's a consistent enough 3-point shooter that they're going to look to him to come in, and shoot the three. It'll be JJ Redick. They'll look forward to coming to do that. I agree. I see a scenario like that. All right, so they are getting ready to start the fourth quarter now. Trey got to stop these dumb threes. That's his game, man. He's always gonna, he's always gonna do that. The Bulls play the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee's up 86-72, with 5 minutes left in the third quarter in that game. With no Giannis, of course, but the Lopez brothers, Robin with 14 and 5, and Brooke Lopez with 13 and 5. So that's not bad there. Missed 3-pointer from the Pelicans. Like I said, there's absolutely no starters on the court. No, it's kind of what you expect at this point. Never mind. I just seen Damian Jones on the court. So Damian Jones, only starter who's still out there. Is Zion starting? Yeah, Zion did start the game at the 4 position. And see if we can pull up the box score for the Bulls really quick for you. Who was that? Somebody knocked down the 3. I missed it. Vince Carter just knocked down the 3. Okay. Lauri Markkanen has 14 points for the Bulls. Zach LaVine, 16 points. 5 of 14 shooting, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Kobe White, struggling. Looks like he's shooting 1 of 6. I have to watch the film to see how it looks, but 5 points for Kobe White. And that's really it. Looks like nobody else really making too much noise. Chris Dunn does have 9 points. Vince Carter with another shot. Wow. So 2 threes from Vince Carter here in the fourth quarter. Why don't they have good players play in the preseason? Is they afraid of injuries? It's a combination. You don't want your guys to really get hurt, and you want them to be rested for the regular season when it counts. You're trying out different lineups to see what lineups you want to use. And it's mainly in the second half for the guys who are on the bubble, right? Who's going to make your 15-man roster? Who are you going to send to G League? Who are you going to cut and waive? So you're really trying to figure out at that point who those guys are going to be. That's why they typically going to play a lot in the second half of these games. But you do want your starters to kind of get into the flow of things, run the offense, learn each other, play somebody other than themselves. That's basically the point of it. Josh Hart throwing up a 3, and Josh Hart gets that one to go down. Okay. So I know Nikhil, Alexander Walker's looking okay. Josh Hart finally knocking down that shot. That is what the Bulls are doing, trying to figure out what works for them to win games. Absolutely. That's why you have these preseason games. The underrated team, I think, in the Eastern Conference right now is Toronto. Okay. He left the team. May look bad. end up 7th, 8th seed. Um, yeah, I mean the Raptors are still going to be a team. They go in without Kawhi. They showed it why Kawhi missed 20 plus games last season. They could definitely win without him. I don't think they'll win the championship or go to the finals, but I think they'll be a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. I think Pascal Siakam, he went from 7 points a game to like 17 points a game. I can see Siakam going to 20 plus points a game. He's going to get more touches without Kawhi there. And then, of course, Kyle Lowry's going to get more touches as well. You don't think the Raptors are going to make the playoffs at 7 8 seed? Do you think it'll be higher or lower? What do you think, D? You think they're going to be higher? Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Toronto does, but I think Pascal Siakam could be an all-star this season. And I don't know what just happened for the Pelicans. Looked like it bounced off of Josh Hart's face, maybe. Uh, off of Zion. Zion's actually checked into the game, so he is playing here into the fourth quarter, which I didn't expect him to do. So that's definitely surprised me a little bit. But I also didn't watch no pregame interviews to hear what they're saying. Oh, Pelicans on the fast break. Josh Hart, oh, he gets stripped, loses the ball, out of bounds. He's going to stay their ball, but interested to see also what Lloyd Pierce does with this team over the next few years, because he has talent in Atlanta. He has to put them in the right positions to make plays. Frank Jackson for three. He misses it. Zion with the offensive rebound. He goes up and he is going to get a foul call. I didn't know if it would be a jump ball, but they give it a foul. He'll be at the line shooting two. Who's your favorite team to win the East? I think the Sixers are coming out of the East. It's going to be tough though, man. Boston is going to be there. I think Indiana with Victor Oladipo back is going to be a team that's going to be there. Milwaukee, of course, is going to be there. But I think ultimately the Sixers, adding Horford, I think is going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge for him. So Zion knocks down the second free throw. They're up 120 to 94. 8 minutes to go here in the game. Alex Len gets the ball down low. Go up. You're way bigger than Zion. You got to go up, man. He hesitated for a second. He goes up. They call a foul on Zion. Zion is 6'6". He has that height disadvantage. He has to go up. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. Do you think they have a chance of at least making it to the 8th seed, making the playoffs? Man, I don't think they'll be there this year. I think Markkanen and Zach LaVine gonna have solid seasons, of course. Kobe White, I'm excited to see what he does. I don't think though. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the Bulls are in the playoffs this year, but we'll see what happens. Jabari Parker getting guarded by Zion Williamson. Jabari Parker trying to post him up, trying to outstrength him. He gets to the basket and gets an and one. Impressive play right there from Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker also has that heft on him too. He's not going to turn down from Zion. He thinks he's older. He's going to be able to get to the basket. He proved us right, himself right there, getting that and one finish. See if he knocks down the free throw for the 3-point play though. And could not get the bounce. Shot is short, but is there a lane violation? Looks like they're shooting another one. Yep, a lane violation, shooting another free throw. How do you feel about Zach LaVine in the NBA list? They put him top 50? Yeah, he was like 40-something, right? I like Zach LaVine. I don't have a crazy issue with him being, I don't remember exactly. I know I made a video about it. I don't have an issue with him being in the 40s. He has a potential definitely to be in the 30s. I think this year I don't mind where he was at. I don't like Zion being as high as he was just because he hasn't played a game. I'm not saying that he won't be there just because he hasn't played a game yet. But other than that, I think he has the potential, but I don't mind him being top 50 right now. And what a play by Frank Jackson. They're going to call that a foul on him. I think it had a potential to be a jump ball, but tough play. He definitely has some grit. And McCall misses a free throw. So the Hawks struggling, man, to put together a run. Doesn't matter. Starter, second team, third team. They're struggling putting together a run here. I'm interested to see, though, what Zion does getting guarded by Jabari Parker. You know, Jabari does not play D. He even tell you himself he doesn't play D. A great play by Alexander right there. Nice layup. 124 to 98. Jabari throws up a deep three. He misses it. Frank Jackson grabs the rebound. He tried to find Zion, but Jabari Parker tips it. Frank Jackson gets it back, and he finishes it with a layup. A nice play. Yeah, Alexander Walker did have a nice play there. Do you think this is the end of the dynamic duos? The super team's over. Oh, this is the era. I was like, I thought you asked, is it over? Yeah, I think dynamic duos is. I mean, if you look back in history, typically that's how it kind of works. But I think at this point, yeah, I think super teams in terms of having 3, 4 superstars could be over in their prime. I think we'll see a lot more dynamic duos, and then we'll see a lot of old veteran players who used to be perennial all stars or who are very good. I think they'll join the duos. I think you'll see kind of teams built in that fashion, but I don't think we're going to have 3 max guys anymore. For now, yeah. Everything comes in cycles, though, right? So at some point, somebody's going to have the idea to team up, and then we're going to go through this all over again. Let's see. Quick score check. The Knicks end up winning 104-299 over the Washington Wizards. So Marcus Morris had 17. RJ Barrett had 17 points, 6 of 13 shooting. He played 39 minutes, so he played definitely into that fourth quarter. 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So I definitely want to watch film, see what he did there. Taj Gibson had 16 points in 19 minutes. That seems impressive. Wayne Ellington had 12. Trier didn't have any points, only shot the ball twice. Kevin Knox had 12 points on 5 of 12 shooting. Okay, Mo Wagner surprised me with 16 points there. What else happened? The Magic end up winning 115-91 over the Detroit Pistons. See if Derrick Rose played even more into the fourth. No, he stopped at 15 minutes, so he didn't play much more into the fourth quarter. Christian Wood had 19 points for Detroit. And like I said, Milwaukee Bulls game, 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Milwaukee is up 95-86. Okay, and really not much difference in the box score. Every single starter for Milwaukee is in double digits. So Frank Mason, Wesley Matthews, who else started for them? Sterling Brown, and both of the Lopez brothers are all in double digits. Kobe White, 17 minutes. He's still 1 for 6 shooting, 5 points, 1 assist, 0 for 1 from the 3-point line. Yeah, so that's where we're at the rest of the league. Yeah, 10 points for D Rose. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Rodman were the beginning of the super teams in the 90s. I mean, I guess you could say that, but it's always kind of, it's always kind of been like that. Even like the 80s Celtics teams, the 80s Lakers teams. Here we go. Zion going back to the basket. No charge call. Jabari Parker looked like he tried to take a charge. Zion misses the layup. The Hawks are on a fast break. They miss it. But he's going to slow things down. Pelicans should be in their half-court offense. They're still trying to run. No, they're in the early offense. Frank Jackson throws up a 3, knocks it down. So 129 to 100. That is the score of 5 minutes. Can you put your social medias in the description? Yes, I will link. I will link them in the description. I don't know if I'll do it in a commercial break. I don't know if it'll update live or if I have to do something. I'm not sure. I'll definitely check it out. So Zion now being guarded by Fernando. See what he does with this matchup. Frank Jackson throws up a three. He misses it. Alex Len grabbing the rebound. Alex Len putting together a solid game. And that turns into an easy layup on the other end. So Brown Jr. is looking okay in this game for Atlanta. Oh, did he pick up that pivot foot? I'm not sure. Oh, Alexander Walker with a nice move right there. He misses the mid-range shot, though. Great rebound. Alexander Walker again. They're going to call him, what is that for? Not sure. What's the score is 129 to 102. The Pelicans are leading. 4:55 left in the game. So not really close. The Pelicans have looked good. They've looked really good. They've been pushing the pace. They've been getting out there. Zion and Lonzo look like they were made for each other on the same team. There we go. Melly with the pump fake. Oh, nice little pull up. He's going to miss it, though. I didn't think he had that in his repertoire. Nice play there. And now that Zion's out, I don't see Zion coming back in the rest of the day. I think that's it for everybody with 4 minutes to go. We're live, if you don't mind me asking. Love the commentary so far. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, Haynes is he's in the game. I had to look around. And I think it's off of Haynes right there. So where do I live? I live in Vegas. I live in Las Vegas. Nice back door. They couldn't get it the pass in there though. So yeah, only 3 minutes left in this game now. Alexander Walker find Melly for three on the pick and pop. He misses it. It's short. And the Hawks now have the basketball again. And he's able to pick it back up. He finds McCall in the corner for three. He misses it. And rebound right there from Frank Jackson. Las Vegas is in Nevada. All right, so they're at a commercial break. 131 to 104, I believe is the score right now. Let me All right, so I put my social media is all DLloydTV, but did put them in the description. Do you think the regular season in the NBA should make NBA players play early in the morning, like 5 a.m. or 2 a.m., something like that? No, I think where they have it right now, just I mean, I understand the idea, especially if you want people, overseas in other countries to watch. But I think here you need people to get off work, to be able to go to the games and all that stuff. So where they have it right now, I know they're going to make some of the West Coast games, like the Lakers games and Warriors games, a little bit earlier, Eastern time. But for right now, I think it's just the best way to ensure that as many people as possible can watch it. So I'm assuming Jackson Hayes is probably going to play out the rest of these next 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot of people I really want to see or like need to see. I think Alexander Walker's looking very good, but I've also seen him a lot. But we'll see him some more as they finish this thing out. And then for Atlanta, I don't think there's that much. Man, that dribble between the legs of JJ Redick was so nice. Sorry, they're showing it again. Alex Len finished with 14 points, 4 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. So he had a solid day. Jahlil Okafor had 11 points, 4 of 6 shooting, 6 rebounds in 15 minutes. So those are the two guys who I've been talking about in the front court coming off the bench who looked good. Zion, if he is done, 16 points, 28 minutes, 6 of 13 from the field, 0 of 2 from the 3-point line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists for Zion. And a deep three, they're not gonna make it. Do you think all NBA teams should have 2 teams? Do you think all NBA teams should have 2 teams? You mean like a G League affiliate team? If you're talking about like a G League development team, yeah, I think everybody should have a second team. Um, if that's what you're talking about. You think Scary Terry is gonna come out again or be better? I think he'll be. I think he'll be solid. I think he'll be solid for Charlotte. Of course, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him to score, be able to take the basket, hit those corner threes that he's typically gonna do. Jackson Hayes just got blocked right there. But yeah, I think he'll be solid. I could see him averaging 15, 18 points a game, giving you about 7 assists per game. Charlotte is just a team that they have to figure out what they need to do. You mean like each city should have 2 teams? Like, not 100% sure with that question. Did you guys hear D'Angelo Russell talk about how the Lakers are like a fantasy team? I thought that was funny. How do you think my Miami's going to carry on? Okay, with all the heavy contracts they're carrying. Miami's in a weird spot. It's like they don't really want to rebuild, but then they don't have enough guys. I mean, I know they would love Chris Paul. I think if they could get Chris Paul, all of a sudden you're in the East and you're a team that can make the playoffs, right? You're not winning the championship because you got Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler, but I think it does give you a chance for a year or two. And then after that, Chris Paul is extremely overpaid, but it's the price you have to pay, right, just to get a couple years in. But they re-signed Spoelstra. You guys got him for a few more years. Typically, Miami can figure this thing out, man. But only thing I can see is that they trade some of these assets they have, and they try to get an older guy like a Chris Paul, or they try to get another piece that they can use. But other than that, I think they're kind of stuck roster move wise, and that's why when they wanted Jaw Wall, they really couldn't go get him. Everybody that they wanted to get, they can't really go get because the contracts are weighing them down. So it's either play the waiting game or you try to move a bunch of them for one bad contract. I think that's basically where they're at. I don't mind every team. I don't think every city needs to have two teams. Just because you kind of spread it out. Teams like L.A., New York. Well, New York has Brooklyn. I guess maybe it's close enough. But um, teams like cities like L.A. are so big that yeah, you could have two teams. Originally, the Clippers were in San Diego, but I think it's cool and it gives fans for cities that aren't that big really to have a team like Oklahoma City, right? I think it's good for them to have a team there. So I'd like teams in multiple cities. So no, I don't think every. It's a weird answer the way I phrase it, but no, I don't think every city needs two teams in the NBA. Because you also divide fans. It's hard for like Oklahoma City to be fans of two teams. You know, you give them the Thunder and let them be fans of the Thunder. All right, so we have 57 seconds left in this game. Do you think right now on paper the Timberwolves are worse than the Kings or better? On paper, they're better. On paper, I think Timberwolves are a better team. Is that in actuality? If they come correct, I think they should be better than the Kings this year. But I learned at this point never to expect anything out of Andrew Wiggins or Karl Anthony Towns in terms of them being consistent or them playing with that fire you need them to play with. So if they do play with that and we see the old Andrew Wiggins, then yeah, like I said, on paper they should be better, but we'll see how they actually play. All right, so we're at 46 seconds left in the game. Frank Jackson at the free throw line. He knocks down the first one. And he knocks down the second one. So 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 133 to 109 is the score right now in favor of the Pelicans. Let's see how they finish this game off. They miss hook shot. New Orleans gets the ball again. 30 seconds left. I think Chicago's had two basketball teams. I mean, Chicago's a big enough city. I think you have to be a big enough city to be able to do that. Which is why I said every team, like Portland, isn't big enough, to have two teams. De'Aaron Fox is going to break out this season. And he's another version of John Wall. I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox fan. You guys remember I thought he was the best point guard in the draft. I'm biased. I went to UK, so I went to Kentucky with all these guys. So I like him a lot. I think he broke out a little bit last year. I think he's going to be even better this year. I just like that dog that he plays with. So final score was that 133 to 109. Game is finally over. Quick final thoughts, man. Zion looked like Zion. He looked good. He didn't look bad at all with the 16 points. Jrue Holiday is going to be the leader of the team. You can see that. I liked how Lonzo looked. 3 of 8 from the three-point line. He looked more confident, though, in that three-point shot. That's the most important thing. Brandon Ingram, stat-wise, had a good day. I wasn't too impressed with Brandon Ingram. He did play better, though, in the second half. So that's definitely a good thing. Derek Favors didn't play enough, but he's going to bring that veteran presence. I think we didn't really see enough of Jackson Haynes either. 2 points in the 4 minutes that he played and 3 rebounds. Jahlil Okafor, I think he looked very, very good. Very, very good. Nikhil Alexander Walker looked good today as well. And then for the Pelicans, We had Bembry with 16 points. I believe he led the team. He did lead the team right there. DeAndre Hunter, though, had 10 points. Had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, played 25 minutes, 4 of 6 shooting. I think he looked aggressive. I didn't think he looked nervous or timid at all. He looked like he belonged, and that's what you want to see in the very, very first game. Coming off the bench, Jabari Parker, he's still going to fight and try to get as much playing time as possible. Cam Reddish, he still looks a little out of place at times, but he didn't play bad. He had 11 points, 4 of 7 shooting, knocked down 3 of his 4 3-point shots, had 2 rebounds and an assist. Alex Len had a good day with those 14 points in the 15 minutes. So that's my quick kind of breakdown, man. But we'll go ahead and get out of here. I enjoy being with you guys, hanging out with y'all. If you guys want more of these, definitely let me know. I put all of my socials in the description below, so we could definitely check that out. If you're not, following me, follow me on my other platforms as well as my other YouTube channels as well. But that is basically it. We'll have more videos coming out this week. I'll try to have a power rankings video. Once I kind of see every team play at least once, we'll have a power rankings video at some point this week. But I'm going to get up out of here. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for coming through. You guys are the real MVPs. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.